Fire Emblem Engage worries me. Now, you may be wondering, why haven't I talked about this up till right this second? And the answer essentially comes down to, I didn't want to count my eggs before they hatched. I don't want to say I am worried about, or I am disappointing of Fire Emblem Engage when it hasn't released yet. Now, am I about to do that? Sort of. I'm basically just going to explain essentially the red flags I've seen throughout its trailers and what we have of the game and why they concern me. So, let's do it. Now, first off is the first red flag and the biggest worry from when the game was first revealed. Now, for clarification, when the game first got revealed and they were talking about summoning heroes, I thought this was going to be a spin-off. Because generally, they reserve reusing old heroes for spin-off projects to help present those. Sadly, that is not the case. Which may not sound like that big of a deal until you realize that shows they have little faith in the new characters. Since instead of trying to promote the game based off of its cast and characters, it's trying to promote the game based on the pre-existing characters that were already written and you were already both aware of and hopefully like. This next one is not confirmed officially, but I have heard rumors going around about a literal summoning system. Which, this game was already giving me Fire Emblem Heroes vibes, which isn't a compliment. For those who didn't know, I was a content creator for Fire Emblem Heroes about a year or two ago. And honestly, Fire Emblem Heroes struggled. One, it lacks its own identity other than being pay to win, which is not a good identity to have. But this isn't a video talking about heroes. It's talking about Engage. However, a summoning system with heroes feels to me like they're basically trying to piggyback off the success of Faye and sell it for $80. Or about 60 USD. Now, next up is less of a red flag and more of just a practice I'm not fond of in the industry. Day 1 DLC. They essentially just went, you want to use Edelgard, you gotta pay us like $30 day 1 to use a character who will likely be overpowered and relatively allow you to sweep the main campaign. Now, of course, I can be bribed on that fact, but that is well besides the point for the current topics of today's video. Now, those are my main issues with the game. This video may have seemed short, but I'm still going to talk about it a bit further. The actual gameplay still looks quite fun. There's a lot I'm excited about. But, as I pretty well just stated, I feel worried with some of the things they've shown pre-release. Because companies tend to prefer revealing something that will show them in a positive light before a game's release instead of a negative light. Which essentially means they think these are the things that are worth showing off and will paint the game in a positive light. Which the rumors of a summoning feature seem to imply they know that isn't a good look. Now, I'm talking about rumors here, but I do think at the bare minimum, they're worth acknowledging because it feels like a thing they would go and do. Especially since this is the first mainline Fire Emblem game to start development after the success of Heroes. However, I will throw in some praises I have for the game. Visually, I really like its art style. It looks like it will be fun, and I'm definitely intrigued. However, as I have said this a few times, the reliance on existing characters worries me. The only time this has been fine in existing stories has been Fire Emblem Warriors, where that's the point, to show interactions between characters you don't normally get to see interactions between, and Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Which, at that, they are technically the same character. However, Chrom in that game is quite different than Chrom in Awakening. To put it as simply as possible, While I am excited for Engage, there have been things that concern me. I'm excited to pick the game up, however, I'm just not getting my hopes up because there are things that look very concerning in the pre-release information. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe because it helps the channel out a lot. And I'm working really hard on a really cool Pokemon video.